What's up, guys? We're back again with another great video, and today we're actually going to be working on the 4Runner again. So as you guys can see right here, this headlight pretty much looks brand new, and this one is kind of dingy. It looks kind of just faded across the front of it. So we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to fix that today. So I done some research, and the 3M heavy duty set looks like it'll be the best one for us. I don't even know if it needs to be the heavy duty because it's really not as bad as I've seen some cars, but I just went ahead and got the heavy duty just in case. But anyway, so I'm going to go through the steps of how to clear up your headlights. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and show you everything that comes in the kit. So of course you have your drill attachment, you have all of your different types of sandpaper here, you have your headlight clear coat, a glove, a towel, and then your tape, your masking tape. So like it said, we went ahead and we cleaned off the lens with soap and water, and now we're going to go ahead and mask off the gaskets and stuff around the headlight so we don't hit it when we're sanding. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we've got everything masked off. You may or may not be able to do a better job than me. Yours might be worse than mine, but just try to get everything covered up that you may hit with sandpaper, because you for sure do not want to hit your paint with it or those gaskets. Okay guys, so step 3, you're going to want to go ahead and put the attachment on your drill like I already have. And then first we're going to use the yellow pads. So it says you need to drill between 1200 and 1600 RPMs. This drill is a minimum of 1800, so I'm just going to pull the trigger in halfway and I should be within this range right here. And it says to not put a lot of pressure on the pad, so you're just kind of just letting the sand and the drill do the work. You're not really forcing it into the light, because if you force it into the light, it'll make like high and low spots, and you don't want that. You're just kind of wanting to take off the surface. So, and then the other thing it says is if the disc starts clogging up, so basically if all the sandpaper gets off, or if the plastic is all in the sandpaper and it's not sanding anymore, you want to go ahead and switch them out. So that's what clogging is. So we're going to go ahead and start sanding the headlight. And on this step, it doesn't say anything about wetting the sandpaper down or anything, like if you're wet sanding or not. So I'll probably just put a little bit of water on it. Okay, so now we are done sanding the first time, and as you guys can see, it'll kind of make it look frosted, and it'll look a lot worse before it looks better. So this is kind of the scary step if you're trying to redo your headlights, because it makes it look a lot worse right here. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to wipe it off. It doesn't say to use water or to not use water. I might spray a little water on there just to make sure. But you're checking to see if all the yellow is gone, and if it's not gone, then you're just going to go right back to the yellow pads again, like what we were just using, and keep going over it until all the yellow is gone. So right now I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of water on it and wipe it down and see if all the yellow is gone. Okay guys, so to me it still looks a little yellow right in this area, and maybe a little bit on the front, so I'm going to go ahead and go over it one more time just to make sure, and maybe a little bit of yellow right in here, but I'm going to go back over it one more time just to make sure and wipe it down, because if you miss some of the yellow, once you go through the other steps, the yellow will still be in there, so you want to make sure you get all the yellow off now. Okay guys, so now we're looking at it and it all looks pretty clear and white. I don't see any more yellowing. I did see a little bit of yellow up here before and it looks gone now. So one thing right here, you want to make sure all looks pretty much uniform, that there's not one spot that's like you can still see through it. You want it all to be kind of scratched up the same amount. So now we're going to go ahead and switch to our white pads, which will make these scratches a little bit finer, is what it's telling us. And you're going to use a medium to light pressure on this one as well. So we're going to go ahead and do that now.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Okay, so as you guys can see, it's all pretty much uniform again. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to spray it again and wipe it down. Again, I don't know if you're supposed to spray it off, but it's easier for me to get the dust and stuff off by spraying it down. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it, wipe it off, and we'll see if there's any of the deep scratches left or if we got them all out and they all look fine now. Okay guys, so everything looks pretty uniform right here in the center. Down at the bottom, I think I'm going to go back over this again just to make sure I got it good, because right in here it still kind of looks clear and not as frosted as the rest of it. So I'm going to hit this little section down here, and I'm going to do the same up here, hit this section. And then after that, we'll move to the next step. Alright guys, so as you can see, everything looks pretty much uniform now. Everything's pretty smooth on the headlight. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the next step. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take off the white pads that we were using, which was the 800. And now we're going to go to the, they call it the P3000. It's kind of like a gray green is what they say on the instructions, and it's a thicker pad. So we're actually going to wet it down and dampen it like it says here, and then we are going to go ahead and go over the headlight. Now this, it says it could take 10 to 12 passes. You just want to keep going over it pretty much as you want to. This is where you're making the scratches super fine to where you can't see them anymore, so you really want to take your time here. And then they said if the headlight gets dry, you want to just keep on kind of spraying water on it to keep it wet. So we're going to go ahead and do that step now. Okay guys, so we have wet sanded it down, and in this step you just want to make sure that there's no like it's not super frosted over, but it will look still a little bit frosted compared to the other headlight. But in this step you just want to make sure everything is pretty much uniform again, and then we're going to go ahead and take off all the masking tape and spray down everything, like all this dust and stuff up here. Spray it down and wipe it all off before we go to the last step. And the last step, we're going to go ahead and use the headlight clear coat. So this is why you want to make sure everything's wiped down, because you don't want any of that dust or anything to get inside of this clear coat.
What we do here is go back.
Okay, so now we've wetted down the headlight, and we're actually going to use the towel provided to wipe it off with, so we know it's a fresh towel and there's nothing on it. So here's the new towel. This towel isn't really the best, but you just want to make sure everything's wiped off really good. So now we're going to go ahead and wait and let this dry from the sun, and then we'll go ahead and do the last step. Alright guys, so we're on the last step, and the headlight is completely dry now. Just make sure that it is completely dry before you do this step. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the headlight clear coat on it, and you just want to go slowly over it, it says, and if there's any bubbles you want to slow down, and whatever you do, do not unfold the cloth. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Okay guys, so we've put our first coat on, so now we're going to wait 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll put on a second coat. So if you're doing both headlights, it says to use the one wipe on both headlights and then throw that away, and then go ahead and open up the second one for the second coat on both headlights. Now for me and my judgment here, I'm just going to go ahead and I put the cloth I just used in a Ziploc baggie, and I'm going to flip it over and use that other side to do this one, because I don't want to waste a whole wipe on just one headlight. So we're gonna go ahead and wait our 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and put the second coat on. Alright guys, so it's been 20 minutes, and we're gonna go ahead and do the second coat of the clear coat. Okay guys, so after you put the second coat of clear coat on, you are done. Just the headlight can't be around or be exposed to any water or precipitation or anything for 1 hour after you apply the last coat. So just make sure you don't drive it or anything like that for 1 hour after you do this. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and we will close out the video now. I actually forgot to close it out at home, so I'm actually back here in Clarksville now, and while I was editing I remembered, hey, I didn't close out this video. So we'll go ahead and close it out here. Some of the pointers that I would give you on the kit, I'll show you right here on my car, is make sure that when you tape it off, make sure, we got a little spider right here, make sure that you kind of go wider. The tape is kind of skinny, but kind of go like double if you can, so that way that there's no risk of hitting anywhere. On my mom's car, when I went down near the bottom, I actually scuffed a little bit in one side. We actually went ahead and got that out with rubbing compound, but it can be prevented if you will just tape a little bit wider. So that would be my one suggestion for you. But other than that, the kit was really good. I'll come back in here so you guys can see me better. But the kit was really good. The only problem that we had is the one on the headlight on my mom's passenger side was actually a little bit older than the one on the driver's side. So we were actually comparing the kit kind of to a brand new headlight compared to an older one that we done. So that's why I only refinished like the one side, because the other headlight was pretty much brand new. So I was trying to get the yellow out of the passenger side one, so you couldn't really tell the difference. I know you guys have seen cars that drive down the road and they'll have one headlight that looks like brand new, and then the other one will be like yellow and look terrible. And it was really bugging my mom, and it was bugging me too, because I hate seeing cars like that. But anyway, so the kit done really good. Now, unless you look really close at the car, you can't even tell the difference between them. We're eventually going to go ahead and buy a new headlight for the passenger side to where they'll look exactly the same. But if your guys' headlights are both yellowing and they both look the same, and you go ahead and you use that 3M kit, they'll clear them up really good and they'll actually look brand new, because if you look at them both at the same time, they'll look new. But if you have a brand new one beside of it, you can definitely tell a difference. But other than that, the kit did a really good job. So if your guys' headlights look like that, definitely go pick it up and try it out. It was really simple and easy. On a hard scale of like 1 to 10, I would say maybe it's like a 3 or a 4. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Again, we've been getting a lot of subscribers here lately, so keep them coming. Make sure you share the video and you like the video. It really helps me out. And if you hadn't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe down below for more videos like this. There's a lot coming up on my car and also some of our other cars. Another thing I was going to tell you guys is for the rest of the summer, the videos will be on a Monday and Friday schedule. So every week there should be a video on a Monday and a Friday. If there's not, make sure you follow my Instagram, because I'll let you guys know if there's not going to be one. But for the rest of summer, there should be one on Monday and Friday at 5 o'clock Central Time. So I'm going to try to get on a regular schedule so you guys can find my videos a little bit easier. So anyway, guys, make sure again that you like the video and subscribe. Peace out.